Hey everyone, it's Justine and welcome back to another video tutorial in case you're having withdrawals of Christmas cards after my 12 Days of Christmas series. So I was really excited. I was contacted by Wafer.ca to see if I wanted to do a project for them. And they had asked me if I wouldn't mind using some wallpaper samples to create some cards to show you how you can use leftover wallpaper in your paper crafting. So I am actually cutting out a pine needle wreath wafer die from Simon Says Stamps several times using some Ivory cardstock. I'm going to be using all of the little sprigs that it cuts out to create a 3D textured wreath on my card. Once you feel like you have enough, just pop out the little wreath pieces from your cardstock here. They are cut super thin and delicate, but they cut out so easily. I'm going to grab a piece of wallpaper from Wafer, and this is called the Weathered Nailhead Plank Wallpaper, and you can get them by square feet, so you don't have to actually get a whole roll if you wanted to use it in your paper crafting. What I learned when creating this is that you're not at all limited to cardstock for your designs of scrapbooks or cards. You could use wallpaper as well, and it holds up really well, and it's nice and thick for you to work on. So I folded up my Ivory card base. It measures 11 by 4 1/4 and is folded in half at 5 1/2 inches to make a top folding card. You could also cut out various patterns on the wallpaper so you can have a different wood grain pattern on each one. I'm then going to go ahead and I'm going to rearrange all of the sprigs. So you can see I've gotten a good head start, and all I'm doing is just going and placing them in a circle and adding layer upon layer and just placing them on there for them to actually get really, really thick. Then I'm going to take the ribbon banner die from Concord and 9th, and I'm going to do some stamping. So I grabbed the Christmas Turnabout stamp, and I'm going to grab the wishes stamp, or winter at the bottom, and then I'm going to grab the wishes, and I'm going to arrange them onto this banner. Now they are already perfectly curved for me, and I'm going to stamp them in some Versamark ink so that I could heat emboss them. So instead of just stamping with a regular ink pad and creating a color, I'm going to be using Versamark, which is kind of like an adhesive ink pad, and then I'm going to add some gold embossing powder to it while holding it with my tweezers. And I am going to pour that on. This is Simon Says Stamp gold embossing powder, and I'm going to melt it using my Wagner heat tool so that it creates a nice embossed look. Now I personally don't have any gold paper, and I felt like it was a little bit lost on the background, that Ivory banner, so I could die cut another Ivory banner. I covered the whole thing in Versamark ink, and I covered it in gold embossing powder, and I'm going to melt that, and that way I have my own personally DIY gold cardstock, but it also is going to match the embossing on the sentiment perfectly, because there's all sorts of shades of gold. So this is going to just be perfect, and that's one of the reasons why I don't buy gold paper and I don't buy silver paper, because there's so many different shades of gold and silver, and therefore I can never get a true match when I'm using my cardstock. So I prefer to make it with my embossing powder if I can. Now I'm just going to take my embossing powder and dump it back into the jar so I can save it for later. And then I'm going to add some adhesive. I'm using some Tombow Mono liquid adhesive, and I'm going to add that to my card in order to glue the gold banner on first. And then I'm going to stagger the Ivory banner so you can see the gold banner behind it. I think it gives such an elegant look, and it's so pretty once it's all finished. So that's card number 1 that I had decided to do for Wafer, and I'm going to show you a second alternative that is really quick and easy and simple. I'm going to use the Christmas token die from Simon Says Stamp. I already showed you die cutting at the beginning of this video, so I'm not going to show it again, but I cut it out as well using some white paper. I ended up completing this card again in Ivory just so that they'd match for the photos, so you can create, of course, either in white or Ivory. It really doesn't make a difference. So I've added my wallpaper already to the background, as I did in the very beginning of the video for the first card, and I'm going ahead and I am punching out all the little pieces of the die with a piece of tweezers, or a set of tweezers. Then I'm just going to simply glue this token onto my card. So as you can see, you can have a quick, easy DIY Christmas card in just a couple of minutes by adding a very simple die cut to your card. Or you can create something more complex, like the textured wreath I created. I hope you enjoyed these 2 card ideas, and you'll give wallpaper a try in your next project. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face there, and I have a suggested video there for you as well if you were interested or you liked this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in a couple of days for another video.